Hey guys, what's up? It's Lady Calysta. So today I'm going to do a video that hopefully doesn't take too long, and it's a video on a lot of comments that I see, not only on my own videos, but also just videos in general that have to do with Lords Mobile, where if you have bigger players, we get a lot of feedback, which is, why don't you pick on people your own size, or, go attack somebody that's your own might. And I wanted to talk about that because I don't think there is a good understanding of the game if you truly mean that you expect players to solo, right? Like, not even I would do that, and I solo a lot of bigger players, but bigger players meaning like 100 mil to 150 mil. Like, I would say anything over 180. I think I might have soloed like 223. I think that might be my max. That actually had like a lot of troops in it, but that is super dangerous. Like, you will probably lose your hero. And when I see a lot of those kind of comments come through, I think it makes me question a couple of things. One of them is just like general understanding of the game, right? When I first started this game, seeing a comment like that would have made perfect sense to me. I would be like, yeah, that's right. Like, you should totally not be picking on these little guys. You should go find people your own size. But that goes kind of counterintuitive versus like the way that the game works, right? Because the max that a player is going to be able to send to someone is going to be 375,000 troops. Now, those troops could have awesome gear, right? A leader that has great gear, a champ, let's say a fully champed out gear set with all the 11k heroes, like the really great super high tier heroes all suited up, and that person still cannot solo me, right? And I don't have, you guys, I'm putting up my gear here. Like, this isn't like stupendous gear, it's okay. I do have gold jewels though, so that's where, like, my stats come in. But they wouldn't be able to solo me, and they probably wouldn't be able to solo somebody who's like 350 mil either, even with not so great gear, if they have a ton of troops. Because the thing is, guys, if I can only send 375,000 troops, I am sending them to a castle that could be sitting on millions and millions and millions of troops. 20 million, 15 million troops. There is no way that you can make it out of that without having some serious damage, or most likely, like I would say 99%, you're probably going to lose your hero. You're going to have no survivors and you're going to lose your hero. So it's not like that kind of comment is just like super obnoxious because it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm never going to solo somebody that's 651 million mics. So I can be like, yes, that's right, I'm picking on people my own size. Now, if you guys mean do rallies, totally agree with you. That makes sense. Now, kind of tied into this though is something that I want to talk about, because just because you guys are sitting at, let's say you're a 50 million might castle and you have, I don't know, like you have a full march of troops, right? Like 250,000 troops. That doesn't automatically mean that I will always win. It really doesn't. And I think if some of you guys are feeling that way, and I'm sensing the frustration in some of the comments where people are like, it sucks being small in this game. And it does suck being small, because where a big player can be sloppy and can overextend, right? So I can go ahead and send a march to go attack a castle that is like a minute away. I can, right? Because even without my hero, I have over 20 million, over 22 million troops sitting in my castle. So you can try to solo them if you want. You're not going to really do well. And a lot of them are T4, right? But if I am smaller and I overextend, and by overextend it means I'm going to attack a castle that is like minutes away, you're gonna get caught up if you're a smaller person, right? Because it's gonna be super easy to solo you, and I can just port there and like wait. And that's what I did in the Make KVK video, where I ended up soloing a player. He made some really big mistakes, right, that will get punished by another player if you are smaller. So the mistakes he made, if I overextend it, I can overextend at my size and it'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? I can also port away if I have a march coming to me, because I'm going to eat the march, right? But that's not what a smaller player should do, right? They need to learn to shield, they need to learn to shelter, they need to learn to send out, find an RS tile really, really far away and like send out a march that way, right? Because then I'm gonna be like, am I really gonna, I can't do anything there, right? I can't port to that tile and make you attack my castle. I can do that with the camps. You should never use camps for that purpose. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, you need to be a higher skilled player when you're smaller, because you need to be more like ninja-esque and know more of those techniques. And if you guys are interested in some of those techniques, please write it down below. like I'm always on the other side of it, right? Like I'm the one that gets like super frustrated when I'm playing against a really good player, and at the end of the day I'm just like, you did great, you're awesome. And I'll usually mail them that and be like, good job, like I could not catch you, like you shielded before I could attack you, or you altered the speed of your march. That's another thing, right? Like I, at my level, when I play a lot of KVK, like I have my marches timed, right? And I'll use my accelerators depending on how quickly or how slow I have to be. The worst thing though is when I'm watching a march and they'll do like 25% increase and they'll let it walk a little, and then they'll do 50 and then another 25. Like it's really hard for me to catch it, right? And then they have their shelter open, so I know that as soon as those troops are in there, they're going to immediately shelter. And that's happened a lot of times where then I go attack and I don't hit anything, right? Because they did an awesome job messing up my timing, right, by using their accelerators in a variety of different ways and then immediately sheltering as opposed to porting away, which makes my march hit you. And if you're too busy porting away, you're not busy sheltering, so it means I'm going to hit you, right? And that's not what you want. So if you're interested in more of a detailed video on those like techniques, can definitely do that. But for those of you that feel like frustrated, just know that you don't have to feel like that. It means you do need to up your game though, right? Like you're gonna need to not make the sloppy mistakes that bigger players can afford to make. It means you need to be on your game a lot more. You need to be more alert, and you need to have like an arsenal of tools, right, that are gonna help you get out of those situations. So again, let me know down below if you're interested in seeing a video on that. Wanted to clarify this because I saw it come up a lot in KVK videos. I saw it come up a lot again in May. I'm seeing it on other people's channels. So again, just wanted to create a quick video to respond to some of those questions and some of, I think, the misunderstanding that some of the newer players may have, which I know I did too at that time. So hopefully this was helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see the video that I mentioned earlier. And as usual, thank you so much for watching, guys.